Is.
I've had a cold, so I haven't uploaded a video in a while, as you guys have noticed. And it's because I've been sick, and I'm so sorry about that. I hope that I'm not gonna get sick again. Kobe liked my tweet where I explained that I had a cold. Thanks, Kobe. I definitely appreciate your support. Anyways, during the time that I was still, very sick, I'm still sick, but, less, far less. But during the time, I asked you guys personally what you think about Team Sonic Racing, and I'm gonna go through that before I explain why I'm personally not excited for the game, because personally I think the game is lame. But anyways, I'm gonna go through what you guys has responded to my tweet first, and then I'll go over to, my thoughts on the game and why I'm not impressed with it. So yeah. From SideQuest Gamer, for example, he said that, no, it looks like a step backwards from the awesomeness that was transformed. And then we have Sura responded to that with, that seems to be the main argument against it, but personally the new mechanics seem like enough for the game to stand on its own. Transformed caters to single player, whereas Team Racing looks like it'll be more of a multiplayer experience. Then he goes on explaining that basically that he is not necessarily excited for it, but if there's something he's excited for, then it's the soundtrack. Of course, that's what we expect from Sonic games. At the very least, we can be excited for the soundtrack. And he says it's mainly gonna be a good game as a multiplayer game, but other than that he isn't, excited for it. And finally we have Optic saying that, well, he is saying the following. Glad they're implementing stuff from Heroes and the people who are working on the game did the previous two Sonic Racing games, which were overall well received, and it's basically a briefer filler game for us to play till the next big Sonic game comes out, so I have little issues. And I think that last thing was an interesting thing to say, that this is just a distraction before the next modern Sonic game. And I think that's an interesting perspective. But I do want to cover that point that he did make. So, first of all, why am I not impressed with Team Sonic Racing? Well, just like SideQuest Gamer has said himself, this definitely looks like a step backwards from the previous Sonic Racing games in a car. Specifically the All-Stars Racing games. While technically Iizuka, has said that, this technically isn't a sequel to the All-Stars Racing games, but I don't care, it's made by the same company, who made those games, so it's fair to compare, because at the end of the day, if Sonic and his friends are in cars, if this is what the game is about, then by all means, or we, the fans, has the right to compare it to the previous games that had the same concept. I mean, heck, when people talk about Sonic Forces, they compared it to the previous Boost titles like Sonic Colors and Generations. They didn't just say, well, it's the same concept as, those games, but we aren't going to compare because Iizuka said it's not a sequel. He said that Sonic Forces is not a sequel to anything. Like fuck that. I mean, yeah, what the fuck? Okay, sorry for the cursing, but anyways, you get the point, right? So getting back to my point again, this isn't as impressive as the previous titles at all that we got, the All-Stars games. Not to mention, this game looks incredibly underwhelming to me, because it gives me vibes on, Mario Kart 8, which I have personally played, and honestly, I don't enjoy Mario Kart 8, so yeah, that's another reason. But anyways, I wanna get back to Optic's point of, how this game isn't a big deal, because it is more or less, a distraction for the much bigger modern Sonic game coming up. Yeah, that's his point of view, right? And, yeah, I can see why, I can definitely see where you're coming from, Optic, if you're watching this. But personally, first impression to me is everything, and especially all the impressions I can gain from the Sonic show, Sonic series at this point, is very important to me. Regardless what it is, whether it would be Sonic Mania Plus or a spin-off game like this, I don't care. Personally, I care about all of the impressions I can get from the series, because all of the impressions I can get from the series, no matter what side I look from, whether it's a spin-off or whatever, like I just said, it's important because it does, a big part of that just, decides what's gonna come next, what is gonna be expected next. So that's the thing, right? I mean, honestly though, Team Sonic Racing, even though I'm rather underwhelmed by the game overall, the game does, at the very least, look better through every footage given, like it looks better and better through every footage we're given, and that gives me hope, because with Sonic Forces that was the opposite. Through every footage we got from Sonic Forces, it looked worse and worse, but here it's the opposite. So that's actually very nice. And also, on another positive note, I really love Blaze's car, and I love the fact that she's a playable character, even though that was announced like I think 2-3 weeks ago. I'm not too sure with the whole team announcement thingy. I'm still excited. I'm so excited, and I love the car she's using. It didn't look good from the front, but it looks great from the back, as you can see from this gameplay footage right here. And of course, Blaze Cat isn't the only playable purple cat in the Sonic series. It's also in fact Big the Cat, who is in fact playable in this game as well. So that's interesting. Yeah, it's not that interesting, but it's kind of funny. Anyways, that pretty much sums up the video. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you like this video and want to see more, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And for any new or old subscriber really, make sure to hit that bell next to subscribe so you can get fully updated with my videos, so you can get fully, truly updated when I upload a new video. And make sure that you guys leave your thoughts down below on, Team Sonic Racing. Are you hyped for this game? Are you not? Why not? I'd like to hear that. Anyways, again, thank you for watching, and see you next time.